Today, I want to talk to you guys how I got started in real estate by accident. My mom asked me to be the translator because she wanted to sell a house in Connecticut and move down here to Charlotte, North Carolina. Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm like sweaty like crazy because it's hot and humid right now. Anyway, you can hear the birds, right? Okay, what was I talking about? How I got started in real estate by accident, in my opinion. I was to be the translator for my mom, and the buyer was her neighbor. He was buying up like 3 or 4 houses in the same street my mom's house was at, and he was Hispanic, very humble guy. He doesn't really speak English, so but enough to kind of like for me to understand and translate to my mom. So I was shocked when I saw the offer to purchase contract and it wasn't his name. I was kind of confused. I was like, okay, you buying my mom's house, but that's not your name in the contract. And then he was like, no, I have an end buyer. I have another the buyer for this property, but I was still kind of confused. I was like, so I don't understand. Why are you here if you're not the buyer? So there's all this question. So eventually, come to find out who's actually a wholesaler. He had the end buyer. He helped coordinate the whole transaction between my mom and his end buyer, right? And after talking to him a few times, he basically said you don't need a lot of money, you don't need credit to get started and start making real money in real estate. And since he wasn't able to explain to me like the process of how it's done, but I actually saw the process how it's done, I was convinced at that point. He made $25,000 in that transaction, and the seller was able to walk away with a few $1,000s. When my mom sold the house, I was like, wow, this is really interesting. How does that work? Like, is that legal? It's all legal. He's the wholesaler, which means he's kind of like a real estate matchmaker. He had the buyer that wanted to buy my house, and he knew my mom, so they're like kind of like neighbor because he comes to the neighborhood a lot to work on his other property. So because of that contact, he's the middle person basically for the whole transaction. At closing, he had $25,000 check in his hands. I was like, what? I was like excited. I was like, if he could do it, and I saw how he did it, I could do it too. So as soon as we moved down here to Charlotte, North Carolina, I was so excited. I couldn't wait. I mean, I couldn't wait to like purchase a real estate course and kind of dive into it and kind of be absorbed by like real estate books and courses and stuff. I just really take in everything, learn everything as soon as I can, and want to start executing it. So for a few months, I was eating, breathing real estate because it's like brand new. It was very hard for me to understand. I was just like, okay. But I figure out how to do it. Just a lot of trial and mistake, but it's okay. Figure out how to make money in real estate and be a stay-at-home mom. So I was pretty happy. But I just want to share that with you guys. That was the moment that I said, hey, if he could do it, so could I. So yeah, you guys have an amazing day. My name is Deepa Saivon. Bye.